Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently down 9.59% to 2286. Ethereum down 12.48% to 1067. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. Please consider sharing and liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate us sharing this time together. What we've actually just done together is a quick run through the crypto market. It's really important to understand how all of these different sectors actually interrelate and intercorrelate. By watching this each day, you'll see and recognize excellent BORSOG opportunities. And what is a BORSOG opportunity? That's a buy on red, sell on green. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the tax software I use, and you can always directly message me on Twitter at any time. Rule 138, all investors become traders every time they buy or sell. It's very possible to make money in a downward market, and I'm going to be sharing so many of small BORSOG trades with you to prove this point out, but I'll also start sharing community trades with you. And I'd just like to thank our beloved global family for reaching out and sharing their trades. Your success just means the world to me. Keep it up. Well done, everyone. BORSOG is rule 621, which is buy on red, sell on green, or BORSOG. Many people have invested for a long period of time but are unsure how to trade, and it's really important to understand all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell, but the way to trade is paved with mystery in many respects. I would urge you to follow Rule 760, start small and scale. There's absolutely nothing wrong with putting $5 trade levels into the market, because what you're actually learning is how to read the market correctly. It's a little bit like if you went to the gym and you wanted to lift the absolute heaviest weight, you wanted to curl it. Start at the lowest weight and build your way up. Don't start at the heaviest weight because you'll probably break your arm. That is a really big weight. It's the truth that anything in life, you really have to be patient. You have to build your strength up just little by little. Just enjoy the view, enjoy the journey. There's a concept or idea called the 10% per week concept, and this is a very, very powerful concept. It can be a game changer for a lot of people. For example, if you could make 10% in a year from $1,000, of course you would get $100 and have $1,100 at the end of it. But if you did it per week and just rolled that over, the return is not 10%, it's 11,639%. This is how professionals think about percentages. They focus on percentages and not price. If you successfully did that 10% over a 7-day period, week in and week out, you would grow $1,000 into $117,000. And one thing that I saw where a lot of people got really freaked out by Bitcoin's price action, of course, crypto markets price action as well. So I put together a whole heap of BORSOG trades to show you that 10% is more than possible. And it doesn't have to take a week either, but there is no rush in this. And I'm going to be sharing BORSOG trades for weeks to come. Each particular video will have a BORSOG trade. But the concept of this, small percentages can add up to really, really big gains. It's important to take the pressure off yourself, but you need the knowledge and the rules. You do require patience. Sometimes being out of the market is the smartest thing that you can be doing. You need to sometimes wait for things to set themselves up for you to enter or to exit. And having a positive excellence, real wealth focus is incredibly important. And you'll see so many brilliant comments by the community in this particular video from yesterday's video. And I'm so appreciative and grateful for all your comments. They're just magnificent to read. Many of them give me goosebumps. So let's have a look at trade 5. Don't forget, what is happening here is Bitcoin, that blue line, is selling off. Bitcoin is absolutely plummeting down. And what are we looking at? AVAX. And what do we see here? Basically, Bitcoin has done a nosedive. I'm just going to zoom into that particular price action. You can see it just coming down and down and down. How could we get any return out of this? This is why I did these BORSOG trades, because I want to show people it's more than possible. But of course, you need to know what you're doing. But you can see most people would be exiting the market. So what did we do here? For example, when you see these red lines, this is BORSOGing, buying on red, and I sold up here, selling on green. Now that doesn't look much in actuality, but it's not bad in terms of percentage return, and that's actually what we're all about. So let's analyze this trade. This particular trade is done with the knowledge of what's inside the masterclass, and it's really important to mark your charts up with the CTKS method. One thing that I would like to point out, it's very important not to be concerned to buy the tail and to sell the tail. Sometimes we do that, but that's not the goal. You want to just get into the sweet spot of the market. Sometimes you time things particularly well, and that can be really good. But the issue is, don't force yourself to think that you must buy a tail and sell a tail. Buy at the bottom and sell at the top. That's not what professionals do. Professionals don't even care about that. One thing that I always do is I provide the trade history, and any particular shares that I get from other people in the community or the masterclass students comes with this concept. I must see the actual screenshot of the trades that were made so I can mark up the chart, but also to validate the trade is real. So many people inside crypto, and especially the stock market, say they do all sorts of things. I always ask, where's the proof? So I always provide the proof. What you can see here are two buys, one at 1484 and 1491, 1484 and 1491, just down there. And you can see the sell at 1720, just up here. It wasn't the top, but I felt that that was a good level. Why is that? I'll go into that in a minute. You can also see the two buy levels. What do we do? Buy on red. You can see that 99.8732 here and the 99.8970 there. So it was 199 and 77 cents. And then what did we see? We saw this $230 and 8240 cents. That's there. Now, why do we do this? And remember, it's not about what you go in with. You could go in with $1, $5, $10. It doesn't have to be 100. A lot of people go in with a lot more than this. But what I'm trying to do is to bring out an idea, a concept, just to show you that it is more than possible. So hence, looking at the return, we take these buy orders and they become the invested amount. 199.7702, you can see that, and 230.82400, we can see that one. So that 31.05 was made. This is a return on investment of 15.5%. But how long did that actually take? If we just draw a line from the start to the sell, from the buy to the sell, it took 12 hours, not 7 days. But these kind of returns actually break the calculator, so I just made it a one-day return. If you look at the annualized return on investment, it's quite crazy. But the concept is you can make money in any market. You just need the knowledge. I'll be sharing a lot of things in this particular video to help you to see these kind of opportunities. But why did I place the buy orders here? Because I saw the price come down here and I felt that was reasonable. And then why were there two? Why wasn't there only one? because I was actually looking at this price as it was coming down and saying, wow, that's looking really interesting. I'll throw another one in there. And that's perfectly fine to do. Now, why did I set the sell here? Because it's just marginally above this resistance level. I was just looking for a spike. Well, Ken, you could have done better. You could have put the spike up here at this resistance level. True, I could have, but I'm not greedy. I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is consistent profitability. If you think about how the price of Bitcoin came down and how AVAX came down as well, this was a fairly good move because you just want to capture the sweet spot in the market. And it just shows you that you can actually create returns pretty much out of thin air. But don't forget what a lot of people were doing. They were running for the hills. Why? Because they tuned into a bad news station and there was bad news everywhere. There was such toxicity. And I just want to share a comment from a beloved community member. Tales from the Man Cave said, often we are tuned in to Fear News Radio, FNR, and it constantly whispers to us, what is bad? What could go wrong? What we did wrong? It encourages you to keep listening because if you don't, you might miss the next big misery that you should have seen coming. But we can sit down, grab the tuning dial in our mind, give it a good twist to the right until we are tuned into JBR, Just Be Radio. JBR lets you do your thing. If you want to tune out, you can, and if not, it will tell you that things are okay the way they are. So tune over to JBR, everybody. I think it's a really beautiful thing, Tails, and thank you so much for sharing that. I just can't get over the quality of comments and the quality of insightfulness within our community. It's just beautiful. But you can imagine if you were tuned into all the horror that was being shared in the market, why would you possibly go into the market? You would be running from the dance floor, not going to it. I like to play this little clip because I think it's so important to understand how people view financial markets. When prices are going up, everybody's thrilled. Look at them, very big happy faces. And when it comes crashing down, what do people do? They run. Of course, that's a natural human emotion reaction. Our brainstem just kicks in and makes us run away or shut down or get angry, which is even worse. And what happens? The price is magically going up. Hey, these people are not doing it. The price can't be going up because of retail investors and traders leaving the market, can it? Because they're gone. What magical force is making this price go up? Please let me know in the comments. And what do we see here? As price goes up, everybody starts to come back in. And what happens next? When it gets up high, bang, it goes down again and people run away again. But hang on, this magical force, the dance floor is clear. What is happening here? Please let me know in the comments what your views are on this. This is a really, really important concept. And then what happens again? It goes up, people are tentative, and they're running again, only for it to be reset and play all over again. Do you know when the best opportunities are? When the dance floor is clear. It could be said that everybody knows how to borsog. You just buy on red and sell on green. But that's not the truth. It takes knowledge, especially emotional control. And please believe me that the markets want you to be fearful. Jess's comment was really good in yesterday's video. When you want to step away from the market, step into learning. Don't run. Face the fire. The news got you in at the top and it's going to push you out at the bottom. That video, that little cartoon says it so well. Something really important that I need to share with you is Rule 570. Psychology sets profitability. Brett made a really incredible comment. Negative thinking is insidious. It will pretend to be your friend by giving you quick and easy answers and let you off the hook for your mistakes. How does it do that? By blaming others. There will be no guilt. I think Brett's words are incredibly insightful. What it won't do, what negative thinking will not do, is to teach you lessons, nurture you, be kind to you, be kind to your friends, and to be kind to your family. That little voice of negative thinking can quickly take control if you enable it, and it will turn on you and everyone around you. Brett goes on to say, we need to speak to ourselves with kindness and be protective of ourselves. We need to see that inner child and nurture and comfort them. Instead of blaming ourselves for all the wrongdoing and mistakes, know that there is only learning and being human. Being super kind is our superpower. Tales from the Man Cave had a really good statement. Sadly, there is a beloved person in my life who can't get out of negative thinking and is surrounded by mishaps, pain, anger, and blame. This person feels unworthy of anything good that happens and is constantly self-sabotaging, stuck in misery. Tales found that he cannot change this person. It needs to come from within. Another way to think about it, when people lose, you can just think, I either win or I learn, because you never lose. You only learn, and this is positive excellence and applying it in everyday life. Thank you, Nanette. Positive excellence is really important to understand. The first thing we do in positive excellence, we look at money as the byproduct of doing the right things. And when you do the right things, the right results will come. And when you do the wrong things, the wrong results will come. So it's all about learning as much as you possibly can and being open to the concept of learning, and also being kind to yourself. It takes a lot of strength to be open to learning, but it's really important. Through kindness and maintaining inner peace and outer peace, we can learn far more effectively. And when it comes to trading, if you're just starting small, even $1, $5, it doesn't matter. Whatever you use is not important. It is the percentage that is important. And you can actually build up your confidence at just a very low cost. And it's really important to think about what actually money is. Money just represents you've done the right things and the world is rewarding you for it. You always get rewarded for your knowledge and you always get penalized for a lack of knowledge. If there's some penalty, life is throwing out a penalty of some sort. It's just that you needed to learn something that you didn't know previously. There's no need to get angry or to blame or to do anything like that, because we know that psychology sets profitability. If our psychology is we don't learn, guess what the profitability will be? Please let me know in the comments. This is really important to discuss. And not only that, it will help so many people. Thank you also to Jen for your very insightful comment. I guess recognizing negative thinking is half the battle won. That's absolutely brilliant. It definitely is. Positive thinking is great. It's also important to weigh up each opportunity and have a balanced, non-emotional approach in the markets and to be kind to yourself. This is absolutely embodying positive excellence. Thank you for sharing, Jen. And Brett, thank you, Ken. I see you still taking no prisoners with your no-nonsense style of video, and I think it's bang on the money. We all need to be shaken out of compliance from the big money FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. We are like a deer in the headlights. We need to wake up and BORSOG. Well done, Brett. I would definitely urge you to go back to yesterday's video and read the incredible comments there. And we have incredible comments on every video. It's just such an honor to know and to interact with the community every single day. I just love it. And thank you to Nick. Loving the run through of these trades, Ken. This is really helpful for my own trades. And Oscar's comment was terrific. Start small, get your system right, get consistently profitable, and only then scale up slowly. It is the same path for everyone. Otherwise, you'll pay higher tuition fees in losses. Really great comment. And you can see just the love and support inside our community. I've used this quote before, but I think it's really important. Together we are kinder and stronger. Kindness requires a lot of strength. There's nothing weak in being kind. In fact, it's one of the highest forms of being. The psychological aspects towards crypto-technical analysis are so very important. To be an effective trader, an effective investor, you must have this positive excellence, real wealth perspective, or else you can see that it would be easy to get caught in negative thinking. And what does negative thinking do? As Flamingo said, negative thinking just creates negative experiences that can compound. And Art talks about that they can create mental issues such as rumination, anxiety, depression. There's a way of getting rid of these negative momentums inside each of our minds. And don't forget, we're wired for survival, so negative thinking is a default position. And Art says, who's been trading for 40 years, a great mentor taught me how to just say stop to negative thinking and recognize that I cannot function thinking these negative thoughts, and you can't. It's an amazing thing to think that crypto could be the secret to personal growth and happiness. Art says, now it's just a normal part of living for me. It's just like there's a positive force shield that doesn't let garbage in anymore. That's just beautiful. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging negative feelings because we all need our survival instincts, says J.K. Secret, to protect us from harm, but we shouldn't dwell on them or obsess about them because that becomes a habit. Learn the lesson from the negative feeling. Ask, what is it trying to teach us? Take the lesson as part of the journey through life. Just beautiful. You'll find when you can get rid of negative thinking, you will move absolutely into professional thinking, because professionals are not emotional. You don't want other people to control whether you buy or sell. You want the market to control whether you buy or sell. And we do that by just looking at the charts and seeing the footprints of money and seeing what is actually occurring. And then we buy and sell. All of the greatest investors in the world say know what you're investing in. So the question is, what the heck is crypto? Crypto is the protocol layer of the next evolution in the Internet of Value. Did the Internet go away? No. Will the Internet of Value, aka crypto, go away? No, it won't. And there are so many different protocols out there that some of them definitely won't survive, but the major players will definitely survive, and that's where you should be focusing at the moment. The concept is, crypto is the next evolution of the internet, and we're so early, it's just starting to take off. A lot of people think crypto is something else. It's an anti-government establishment, and it's this and it's that. It's really not. There can be some of that, but the concept is that it is the next evolution of the internet. If people understood this, they wouldn't be running from crypto, they would be running to crypto, because it would be like owning a piece of the internet. If you want to own a piece of the internet right now, how do you do it? Well, you buy a stock in Amazon, Meta, Google, any of those internet companies, but you can't own the internet directly. With crypto, you can. That's what cryptocurrencies are for. This exponential nature is part and parcel of crypto, and it's a fascinating industry to be in. Of course, we don't like these sell-offs, and we've actually met the red line. And if I zoom in there, you can see we've met it. And the price went, oh, hello, red line, I'm out of here. And then it went, oh no, I like you, red line, and it's back. But the question is, will it pass the previous cycle's all-time high at 19,666? Potentially, it could. But we don't worry about these things because we're always borsogging in and out. And I'm going to be sharing so many trades with you each and every day, as well as community trades. Oh, why don't I share a community trade with you now? This was a trade that was shared with me, and I'd just like to thank everybody. So many trades have been shared with me, and I will share them anonymously, of course. And what I've seen in this particular trade, it was a really good trade. Lots of borsogging, and we know so many times these sharp angles tend to reflect, so that was a good entry position. The other thing to bear in mind is that we were coming up to a very substantial level of support inside Bitcoin's momentum, so we were likely to get a bounce. Now, what did this particular beloved community member do? They just put $20 per level, and this is fantastic. You can even put 5 or 10. It doesn't have to be a lot. And the point is, if it's not a lot to you, you'll actually learn more effectively, because you won't want to lose $1 or you won't want to lose 1 cent, and you can analyze what goes right and what goes wrong. So if we add up all of these particular buy levels, 203.40, 210.30, 217, all those buy levels in red, they come to $63.10, and selling here at 229.90, selling on green, and that is 68.97. What's important is the percentage, and there are 2 percentages to keep your mind on. One is the percentage return on investment, which in this case is 9.3%. Well done. And considering the fact that it was literally just within 2 days, that's absolutely fantastic. And if we think about that, that's the first percentage. But when you actually accumulate that over the time period, what an annualized return that could be. And this is really good stuff. And this is what we're focused on in our community. The crypto market has exponential price movement. Exponential is a really interesting commodity. And what we see, if we did the old-fashioned stock market way of waiting for a resistance to get crossed, potentially people would enter around here, and then they would expect it to come up basically to here. And we didn't see that. That's why borsogging can be so incredibly profitable. One thing that I would suggest, don't worry about trying to get bottoms and trying to get tops. Just try to get the percentage that makes sense. This was a really good trade. Well done. What we share each day is like what a private community, a paid private community would share. And I think it's really important to share this, especially at these times. Thank you, Art, for your very kind comment. The knowledge he shares here is priceless, and gave a couple of areas to look again. And Badger, Ken shares so many gems of wisdom and knowledge with us, and he does this because he genuinely cares. And I do genuinely care. I want you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, and there's definite ways you can get there. Let's have a quick look at the markets. We can see all of the markets, the US markets, have sold down. And what are they doing? They're pushing the gravitational push and bias down. But we notice the Russian market has ticked up. Wow. And what do we see when we get inside the market? We can see that the VIX, the fear gauge of the market, came down and spiked up again. What is this going to do to prices? When the VIX comes down, prices go up. When the VIX goes up, prices come down. And that's exactly what happened to the NASDAQ 100. Of course, our focus is on Bitcoin. And look at oil. It's just decaying. And we were saying a couple of days ago that oil has lost its uptrend. It doesn't mean it won't get around to a level of support and then kick up again. That can definitely happen. But just be aware of how prices actually move. When we see bond prices are starting to revert. Bond yields are starting to revert. The dollar is getting under control. Look at this sharp angle. Many people were predicting a blow-off in the DXY. We know that these sharp angles are unmaintainable, either to the downside or to the upside. There's so many rules that we understand. When we look at the market, these charts tell us a story. And we don't need to tune into the negative news network, the Triple N. We've got a positive news network. And when we see gold, we saw gold rallying up. And that's not surprising. There's a bit of an inverse relationship between the dollar and gold, but there's a lot more to it than that. And we can see that the put-call ratio, people were getting more negative. And we look at junk bonds. They were slowly decaying, but they may be forming a higher low. What does this sell-off in the dollar signify to you? Please let me know in the comments. This is really, really good to discuss. There's a hidden gem in there. What we're doing currently is being like really good detectives. We understand all the different market signals, and we're interested in what that means for crypto. And Masterclass students, you'll get this live chart in TM6. There's a lot of talk about inflation and how the Fed will deal with inflation going forward. The potential of even greater rate hikes are on the table. And this could cause massive volatility inside the financial system, and you should be aware of this. We can see that the annual inflation rate has been reprinted. It's come up to 8.6%. The Fed balance sheet actually ticked up, not ticked down. We don't have readings on M1 and M2 just yet, and we can see the 10-year and the 5-year break-even inflation rate just hovering down, up and down, just moving with the market. But we can see the Nasdaq put in a little bit of a kick up and then went down. What did Bitcoin do? Put in a kick up and then went down. You can see how closely the financial markets are all intercorrelated, and it's always been this way. This is nothing new. This is normal. When we look at the greatest gainers over the past 24 hours, there's not much. Helium and EGLD out in front again. Little bit with Tron, 1 inch starting to come up, but they are all very, very minor levels. What about the greatest losers in the past 24 hours? This is in the top 100. Mina's taken out the award there, down 10.4%. Bitcoin Cash down 8.4%. DCR just about 8%. ZEC 7.84%. Polkadot 7.2%. And Gala 6.7%. We talked yesterday that this was a very likely move, that we were in all likelihood to get a leg down. This is why it's really good to buy on these red days and sell on the green. Looking at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, we can see we're really, really low. We're literally matching the COVID lows. That's a bit better. Naughty Ken didn't turn on my log line. And what you can see is this big absolute meltdown, the COVID meltdown. Look at fear and greed. It came back to the level we're currently experiencing now. Does this mean it's all over and a bottom is in? Not so quick. That's unlikely. What we have to actually do is contextualize the situation. At the moment, there's a lot of over-leveraged traders. They're getting liquidated, and the DeFi space is a bit of a train wreck. What we can see, Three Arrows Capital could be actually causing some concern for the crypto market. So just be aware we could get more negative price momentum. And I would just like to call out and say thank you to Martin. I just love how the community sends me all sorts of tidbits of information all the time. It's fantastic. In that way, I can care for everybody even more. But one thing we do see when we've got perpetual fear like these little pockets, they are the best opportunities to BORSOG because we know sharp angles. Please let me know in the comments. Please also let me know, where do you think we're going? Do you think we're going to come down further, or do you think we're going to bounce up? Or please just let me know. This is a really important skill for you to develop. I hope that trade was interesting, and I've got quite a few more to share with you. And if you would like to share trades with me, that's wonderful. You can always reach out and email me at any time at kstandf@gmail.com. And also, you can directly message me on Twitter at any stage. When we look at this particular level, this red line, we know that price has pierced through those red lines in the past, but it tends to close above the red line as well. And I took you through that yesterday. So that red line is sitting currently at 2169.93. And you can see it's a live model. And I get that value from looking at that figure just up there. As that red line is jumping around a little bit, we'll just call it 2170. Now we can see price was rejected from this KS support line, line E, and then it came back and tested it. Then it bounced up, came back, bounced up, came back. The probabilities are for a bounce, at least the short term. So from this perspective, from a probabilistic perspective, I'm actually starting to lean in. You remember how everything was red yesterday? I said, I'm leaning out. Now I'm leaning in. Does it mean that this is the bottom? I don't believe that. I think there's so much negative news and there's so many potential problems inside the crypto market that we may see some more BORSOG spikes down. But I believe we'll hold E at least for a bounce. I'm hoping for a bounce to D. There's a possibility we could get a jump up to about 22,731.62. That's what I'm looking at as a potential for Bitcoin. This is primarily would be caused by a short squeeze. So many people are coming into the market right now expecting prices to collapse. The market makers basically turn price around on those people and liquidate them and then get them to change positions and change sides regularly. This is a possibility. D is more a probability, but we could get a spike up to here. We just have to see how the price action fares out. Masterclass students, you'll receive my live chart in TG34. So let's have a look how the longs and the shorts are going. So we can see the shorts are in red here. We can see that we had a big spike up in interest for going short. The shorts were getting more and more confident as price came down. What actually happened? They got into a short squeeze, which pushed it up to this level. Now they're getting less confident, but I think as price tends to go lower, they'll get more confident. Could that throw negative price momentum into the market? Yes, it could. And we always buy at layers of support down. And you can just tightly manage your trades, which would be a good idea now. We can see the longs basically just declining a little bit, just got a little bit of a kick up here at the moment. Well, let's check out liquidations. Over the past 24 hours, we've seen 204.65 million in liquidations across 81,283 positions. When we look at the past 24 hours, around 71% of total liquidations have been long liquidations. Over the past 12 hours, about 68% long liquidations. Over the past 4 hours, about 78% long. And the last 1 hour, 53% short. Could this be the change? Could it be possible that we're going to get a short liquidation to push us up to D or potentially this 22,731 level? Just always do your three-dimensional trading. Always know what you will do. If price goes for you, goes against you, or goes flat and goes nowhere. And you need to do this for your entire portfolio as well. I've always said this in just basically every episode. Don't wait until you've got overwhelming pain to make a decision. Make a decision when the pain is small. And the other thing, only you can make that decision. Only you know your financial situation and what you're doing with the money and all of the factors that come to bear. And if you're borsogging just with really small scale, you're learning the skills and the market rewards skill and it punishes a lack of it. We know, Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. If we do get that short squeeze, we're looking for BORSOG opportunities, so let's go for it. The first thing we want to do is to understand how Bitcoin's gravity is impacting the other alts. We can see Bitcoin's price movement. We know that there's a very good technical level of support underneath this. And very experienced investors and traders are looking at these kind of things. And also 20,000 is a psychological level. $20,000 Bitcoin will sound very, very attractive to people. So just bear that in mind as well. So we've got a confluence of psychological support and good internal technical support as well. So what we're looking for are signs of strength. What did we see in Ethereum? It's just following Bitcoin's gravity. Binance is following Bitcoin's gravity as well. XRP is starting to show strength. Could be interesting. Let's have a look at ADA. ADA is just above its once resistance line, testing it for support. Could be interesting. Sol is looking quite interesting. We can see it's coming down to a level of support. And what do we know about Solana and all the other alts? When Bitcoin bleeds, they bleed. But when Bitcoin comes up, what happens to the alts? They come up more. And this is what we're interested in. Doge coming back to a level of support. DOT, what do we see? Sharp angles. Please let me know in the comments. We can see DOT coming back to this support, almost losing it. But what does it actually mean? If Bitcoin actually rallies, DOT could do very, very well. But that's if. From yesterday's comments, Oscar shared something beautiful. All life is problem solving, and it's so true. Viktor Frankl said, everything can be taken away except your attitude, and you can choose your own way. How beautiful. Our thinking defines the type of life we live. Stay positive. That's just beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Oscar. And Johnny shared, with negative thinking, we will be blind to see the opportunities right in front of us. Focusing only on what could go wrong will lead us in that direction. Whatever you're focused on in life, you will arrive at that destination. If you're focused on positivity, you will arrive at positivity. If you're focused on the opposite of that, you'll arrive as well. Whatever you set your sight on, you will achieve that. So set the sights really, really well. I was thinking for tomorrow we should talk about opportunities. I think it just blends so incredibly well. And thank you, Badger. The best opportunities often exist outside of our comfort zone. And Flamingo, negative thinking will perpetuate negative outcomes. That's why, as a community, we are very resistant to blame. Blame means that we lose the lesson. If we lose the lesson, the market will whack us harder next time. We don't want to get whacked by the market more. We want to get whacked by the market less and get rewarded by the market more. That's why negative thinking that results in blame is very, very destructive to your finances. Let's have a look at some community favorites. We can see Theta doing really, really well, showing a lot of strength above resistance. HNT, Helium, doing quite well as well. SHIB, just fairly much like Doge, just coming back to a support level, looks a little bit stronger. And just please note that Elon Musk has fallen foul of the Dogecoin holders at the moment. EGLD showing a lot of strength. Phantom showing strength, but just coming back to this particular support level. CHR, very interesting price momentum here, maybe something to watch. LRC, just obeying Bitcoin's gravity, but not selling up to the same degree. Kyber Networks, KNC, looking really quite strong in comparison to Bitcoin. When it comes to mindset, Crypto Turtle had something really good to say. You ask about negative thinking. I see some people sitting inside their own bubble. They spend hours watching the bad news about the economy, wars, and predictions of crashes, instead of looking at the positive side of what's always come after the crash, a big gain. Stay positive, everyone. You can do it. And thank you also to Rudy. In these difficult times, usually every community gets more and more toxic and corrosive, but the KS fam increases kindness and gratitude. That's just so beautiful, Rudy. Together, we're stronger and kinder. And thank you to Ruben, such a beautiful comment. BORSOG trades are such a motivation, fantastic. This whole community is a straight up blessing. Thank you all. This stuff is really priceless. Thank you, Ruben. And ST Amina, who has a lot of stamina, said thanks everyone, also for the comments. Learning much, especially in the masterclass. The way we learn to trade with BORSOG should make positive silver lining lines everywhere. Price eagles will look with different eyes at the market, and it's applicable for different facets of life as well. This is fantastic. And JK's secret, what is striking me these past few lessons, trade the market in front of you. In other words, trade the current action, which means don't dwell in the past where the price has been, other than use that knowledge for determining support and resistance. Very, very good advice, JK Secret. Thank you, my friend. The past is history. The future has not yet been written. All we have is this present moment. Use it wisely. Dwelling in the past can bring feelings of negativity, regret, and shame. Feel the feelings, but don't let them become your master. The past holds lessons and memories, and that is all. The future is unknown, but we can stack probabilities if we pay attention to the lessons. As Ken says, every day is like pressing a reset button and being gifted a new start. How beautiful. Thank you, JK Secret. You can make really good returns on just trading one thing. You don't have to spread yourself across thinly. Let's have a look at sand. So we'll look at the Metaverse, following Bitcoin's gravity, but a little bit of strength. Axie Infinity, following Bitcoin's gravity, but getting there slowly. Decentraland Mana, looking much stronger. What about Gala? Looking a little bit weak. Comparative. Engine, looking a little bit weak. Ape, what a big spike and what a big sell-off. We understand these things happen all the time. Chili's, just equalizing out, not getting pulled down too much, looking good. And GMT, just moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity, but showing more strength. Thank you, Art, for your kind sharing. I took so many notes today, I could comment for several pages. My takeaways from today's update: move with the ebbs and flows of the market. Turn off the news. I did this over a decade ago. The news can literally kill your attitude. Volatility can make you a fortune. And this might take people a lifetime to learn, but once you get it, the game is in your hands. The more volatility, the better, and this is at the heart of very profitable trading. So true, Art. And buy and sell based on the current market action. And this is quite difficult to do because people are so influenced by the news. But when you look at the charts, you're going to get a really good idea of what is happening. Please try to do everything you can to be independent of the news. The key is to run the numbers. And thank you to Kirk. Negative thinking equals negative results. What a summary. We can see Stellar just following Bitcoin's gravity, as is CRV, AVAX following, AR following. And remember, you can make money even if it's following. You just have to pick your entry and your exit positions. And I would suggest that you do so conservatively. If you get too greedy, if you want to get the market to pay you back for losses, you'll get more losses. Just move in accordance with the natural ebbs and flows of the market, and you'll do really well. We can see Zilliqa selling off, but it's just following Bitcoin's gravity. Uni also following Bitcoin's gravity, FTT following, and we can see that Tron is a little bit up and down and all over the place at the moment. I'd like to share a quote from Beardy from yesterday's video. I'm starting to fully grasp what Ken means by trader's market. At first I wasn't sure what he meant by that. Volatility truly is a trader's best friend. Price has a memory and wants to keep going to the same levels of support and resistance. Traders keep rinsing and repeating, while hodlers get the full value, full moves up, but also the full moves down, whereas traders can limit their downside. Very good, Beardy. That's really, really helpful. And Art also shared something. Hi, Beardy. I've been a trader for over 40 years. And I was great when the markets were good, but I was horrible when the worst of the markets killed my account. And this is what markets do. It's really tough to survive those nasty retracements. Art says, this is my third serious market crash, and you are learning early what I learned late. Volatility will make you a fortune, as Ken says today. I'm in a nice place where I learned through brutal markets, and now I'm in a zen kind of moment. Well done, Art. And I'm really excited about the opportunities being offered this time around. This market is a trader's paradise, and I'm glad you're in it. Beautiful words, Art. Let's have a look at some more community favorites. Near, a little bit stronger than Bitcoin's gravity at the moment. Matic, just a bit stronger. Icon, looking much stronger than either Near or Matic at present. VRA, looking much stronger, but look at these spikes. That could be very interesting if you like VRA. Rose, looking stronger. KSM, also looking stronger, much stronger than Bitcoin's gravity. IOTA, much stronger than Bitcoin's gravity. Dealing with mindset is really critical, and you'll see more and more that your mental outlook will dictate if you enter opportunities or you run from them. And of course, if you start really small with something that you can tolerate losing completely, like $1 a trade, you can get into trading and you can experience what it's like because you just scale from there. Badger says, the news pushes us in at tops and pushes us out at bottoms. Negative thoughts will yield negative results. Inversing those negative thoughts is a real gem. Stepping back to be grateful and appreciative helps us to get our thoughts back to where they should be. Love you all. Thanks, Badger. We love you too. Thank you also to Rundle Ridge. Thanks, Ken, for so many gems in these past two videos. I keep watching over and over, and there is so much learning I get to step into. So many gems. It's important to have positive thoughts because it attracts more positivity into my life. Very beautifully said. The more I am in the present moment, the more I can see the awe and be grateful. Be the eye of the storm. What poetic words, Rundle Ridge. That's absolutely excellent. Keep your trades small and learn to BORSOG and do the pattern recognition. I cannot get enough of all of the comments in this community. You are all amazing. Absolutely. And you are too, Rundle Ridge. And thank you to everybody that commented. I wish I could go through all of them. They were all just so brilliant. Maybe just one more. Edmund said, calm waters don't make good sailors. Very, very true. Please let me know in the comments what you think about the concept of opportunity and how do you find opportunity not just in life but also in the markets. And we always know that opportunity resets every day. Opportunity is on the other side of negative thinking. If you can't see the opportunity, you will see grayness, you will see negative thinking. So talking about how we get to see opportunity is really, really important. There's an old saying that as one door closes, another opens. Helen Keller actually said, often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one that has opened for us. Doors are opening all the time for us, but we have to have an opportunity mindset to see it. I really look forward to your comments and of course sharing those with our beloved global family. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers, and to the CTKS ambassadors for assisting Masterclass students. And of course, a very big thank you to you for watching and for being part of our global family. If you've made it this far, I'm really, really impressed. You're investing in your education, and that education will make you money. Why don't we just do this as our special code? Maybe just reach out with the word, just hi, and just leave it at that as a comment. And that will mean that you've made it this far and you're awesome. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video. such as the tax software I use and the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass, please seek out an ambassador to get 80% off, but please use the links in the description. And you can always reach out and directly message me on Twitter at any time. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.